Okay, so we're given Q and they want us to find Q inverse. So switch X and Y and then solve for Y. Now this is where you have to add a very special amount to both sides. To make that decision, you take half of this number, square it, and add it to both sides. Do so and you get 16. Okay, so let's keep going here. And then call this what it should be called. This should be called Q inverse. So they want us to find this amount here. I'm going to save the 1/10 for the end for now. I'm going to go through and say that G inverse of this really weird fraction is equal to, just pick any number. How about Q? That means this. If I make an X G of X and an X G inverse of X table, that on this table here, I can use this input with this output, and then I can reverse the order over here. And then what I can do thereafter is, since I know what G actually is, this can be my input there, and this can be my output there. Now from here, it's a matter of solving for Q. So I'm gonna add the 5, then I'll multiply by the reciprocal, and I'll see where that takes me. So I've been led to this point. Now I believe that 343 is the same as 7 to the power of 3. That looks correct. So I have 7 cubed equals 7 to the q plus 1. So now the 7's can dismiss one another. So 3 equals q plus 1, which implies that q is 2. And that's actually the goal, or almost. That's almost it, because remember, this here, that equals Q, right? That's what we did over here. You see, this is Q. But now I have to go through and multiply by 1/10, which I almost forgot to do. So I'm glad you're watching this. So to finish this, let's go 1/10 times 2. And that is, final answer, 1/5. Okay, so P and Q are inverse models. These are some conditions, and this is the goal, to state the exact value of this. What if we focus on P? So on P of X, can you give me a couple of points that are on the graph of P of X? Well, for sure, the point 5, -8 is for sure on P. Another one would be this one, check it out. -4, 19, right? Because Q and P are inverses. So if that is on Q, then the backwards version of that is going to be on P. So I have 2 points here. Let's find the slope. Now that I have the slope, think of point slope. Now for point slope, you need a point and a slope. Here's my slope. Where is my point? I have 2 points to choose from. Pick one or the other, it doesn't matter. Suppose you pick that one. This is your X one, this is your Y one. So let's fill out point slope. So point slope was here. I isolated Y, so this is slope intercept. Now instead of Y, this was us creating the graph of P of X, or the equation of P of X, which is what this is. Now, what was the goal? Up here now. The goal was to find Q inverse of this. But can we agree that P and Q are inverses? So when they say Q inverse, what is the inverse of Q? Well, the inverse of Q is P. So I understand that that's the goal, but Q inverse is the same as P of whatever number. So let's just focus on this because we have P. So the goal is just P of negative 2. And that, of course, gives us the following. So that would be 6 plus 7, which is final answer of 13.